Okay, so at some point you're in high school, and have you ever had any gang affiliation?
Not at all.
How is it possible that you're in an area where it's a lot of gangs and stuff, but you didn't partake?
Basically common sense.
Hmm.
I wasn't a follower. I was always quiet unto myself. So, and I just knew, right from wrong.
Hmm.
Basically, it.
Okay. What about any? Although there was no gang activity, you ever had
Mm.
like some street run-ins or some street interactions? And don't
Uh,
incriminate yourself.
I mean, something like that. That's all I would do. For neighborhood tried to shoot me one time.
For what?
Man, they had to stole some cars from this dealership.
Hmm.
And they was doing donuts like in front of our house while we had like stuff going on.
Hmm.
So I approached him like, bro, y'all got to stop it and all that. So I tried to, walk up on him. He like
He clutched.
he clutched. I'm like, oh, okay, but
Yeah.
we was in cahoots. I'm thinking like, damn.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he clutched. I'm like, okay, I see what's going on.
And it never progressed past there.
Nah,
But why? Because you could have took it further.
yeah. I knew he was one of them scary type dudes, and I wasn't about to lose my life to not a nigga like that. So
So I'm saying, so at the age, how old were you during this specific time?
this was like 2 years out of high school. I was like 20, like 20, yeah, 20 years
That
old.
is in the indicator. That is a perfect crash out age. So
Yeah.
How are you able to say, you know what? No, I'm not gonna push this further because I know some of your people and some of your people is with. They is with whatever somebody else is with.
Mm-hmm.
I know this from. If you're in Decatur, you know what's going on. So what I'm
Right.
saying is, what made you make a decision and say, you know what, bro, I'm not pursuing this no further.
Well, from the history of dude, like we had grew up with each other and whatnot, but he just started escalating whatever he was doing, like stealing cars and robbing people, jacking people and whatnot. So kind of just read him like, oh yeah, nah, this ain't it.
Mm-hmm.
And we had already been like kind of like heated between us because he was stealing cars with one of the dudes who was staying with my dad. So it's a lot going on.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Have you ever participated in? I don't want to ask. I want to ask the question, but I don't want to phrase it the wrong way because I don't want no weird shit to come up. But have you ever had direct interaction with the streets?
Yeah.
Okay, and you no longer do that now because I know you got like 50 jobs now. But what made you not participate in that?
Shoot, my wife now, Dayana, she came into my life like 2 years after high school. Around that time, I was like going through the motions and trying to figure everything out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she introduced me to church, and I kind of like slowly but surely just started steering away from it. And my dad started noticing the change, and me and him was like kept bumping heads. And one day I just left.
Yeah.
And that was it. I ain't
So-
been back since.
So when you said she introduced you to church, what church was y'all going to?
Evolve.
Okay.
Yeah, Evolve like church.
And so, was this the first time you got involved in the church, or?
Yeah, first time involved. I went to church when I was younger, but it wasn't that serious. I didn't really know what I was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, got baptized and everything. I didn't know what I was doing.
Got you. And this time was different. I know one because you're older and you're more mature. But what else was it that kind of helped you, get off into that?
Oh, I was already seeking like I was trying to seek like wisdom and like, okay, I know this ain't my final destination, so I don't like what's next for me. So I started like reading Bibles and you know what I'm saying, looking up little motivational videos on YouTube and whatnot, and slowly but surely kind of just like intertwined to where I was trying to head to, and she pointed me in the right direction. But just off a phone call out the blue. I never expect to hear from her again, honestly.
Okay, so let me ask you this. When did you realize that you and God had a relationship?
Not gonna lie, probably a few months before she came.
Mm-hmm.
This was like early 2017.
Mm-hmm.
early 2017. I was reading my Bible, Proverbs 3 to be exact. I know the whole chapter. I was reading the Bible and it just kept talking about wisdom, and it kept referring to like wisdom as a woman. So I'm like, oh shit, Diana is. This is all connected. Like this is what I need. So it kind of was just like confirmation for me. In a sense, confirmation.
Okay. And y'all was on the same page with this, or was one of y'all moving faster than the other?
Oh, nah, she was moving. Like she was kind of like already there. So when she came around, it was just like, okay, I gotta kind of like catch up to her. But during that, I wasn't like building my relationship with God. I was just trying to like follow her just so I can be with her, so she won't go nowhere.
Right. So when did you start to develop your relationship like with God, like one-on-one, where it was like?
And you know what? Probably like a year and a half ago, honestly.
Yeah.
For myself, you know, the church the church does things, man, like just to get you emotionally stirred and all this other stuff, and you still don't have a relationship. So that was kind of hard for me, like in church and still not having a relationship. I'm like, damn, like what am I doing wrong? So like leaving church now, like now we don't even attend a church. So just having that personal time with my personal prayers and, you know, waking up, devotionals and whatnot.
So how would you rate your relationship with God in reference to when you guys were at that particular church and now that it's not so connected to the church?
Well, then I'm not gonna lie, it was like a 4 or a 5. Right now I'm at like an 8, 9 or something like that.
Gotcha. And do you think like some people can get lost in the church sometimes, or?
Definitely.
But how? Like what? Because it seems like I was looking at something on YouTube and it was like they had a lion. No, it was some zebras, and then it was a lion. And when one zebra was standing with the rest of the zebras, he was okay. But then when that zebra came out by himself, then the lion attacked. And they try to say that that's what it is to be connected to a church.
Yeah.
How you feel about it?
I mean, it's the exact same thing. Like, you in church around these like so-called godly people, you try to make yourself fit in, but once you get disconnected from that, you realize how far off you are. You know what I'm saying? So when I realized that, I'm like, damn, these people fucked up just like me.
Right.
Like, these people ain't healing, they ain't growing. Shit, I ain't healing, I ain't growing. They supposed to, you know what I'm saying, be pastors and leaders and worship leaders and all this other type of stuff. So I feel like, shit, they involved deep in the church and they still ain't growing.
Right.
So it was like the same for me.
Bad. I'm gonna stop right here.